Hey you guys, welcome back to Resilient. I am your host, Wintertooth100, and in today's episode, we are going to start off here in the Nether. I'm collecting skulls. I need 9 skulls. We're at 5 already, so it's not too bad. I have figured out the contraption to make this more automatic. I just haven't done it yet, and I'll probably do it off camera sometime this week. So other players can easily collect skulls and don't have to do it the hard way. Then, after I'm done here, I'm going to do some terraforming back at the survival island. I have been working on it. It's almost complete. I just ran out of materials, and so I came here looking for Endermen originally and haven't found any. I think I see a sword in the background there. I think it's so dark it's hard to tell. So I'm not gonna bother you guys' eyes here in the Nether too much because I know it doesn't look super great. So let me collect the other 4 skulls. We'll kill some withers, do some terraforming, and then I will see you guys back at the island. Well, I failed to get the last 3 skulls. I got one of them. We're up to 7 skulls now, but I decided that I was gonna do these off camera so we can hurry these up. And as far as like the redstone's concerned, this thing appears to be functioning just fine. We got our flying machine, which scoops them off the platforms, working perfectly fine. It's going back and forth on its own. When stuff does spawn, it does push it, and it works great. There's a nice little system here with some cactus, so we kill the big slimes and turn them into little slimes, so they all fall down here. I even incorporated a little clock system here so they don't get stuck. It's gonna get real laggy and real loud, so let me turn down my we're already at 6 and it's still loud. We'll go to 0. You might be able to still hear them. But that is all the pistons activating and deactivating, opening and closing essentially, to push the mobs off. And we can turn it off. That way we stop lagging, turn my sound back up. And then we also have the kill switch. So the 2 high mobs get crushed, suffocate, die. It's pretty great. But it's just way slower than I anticipated. Like way slower. In fact, the spawn rate for mobs on this seems to have gone way down. And I'm not sure why. I want to say it's due to... Let's go back down actually. I have my camera account and I'm finally seeing some wither skeletons. Let's see if they can make their way back this way. I want to say it's because the mobs want to spawn outside of the nether. So I've spent all day. All day. I meant for this to take like maybe an hour, and I've been here all day. Slabbing this place. It's slabbed. The fortress has been torched because wither skeletons won't spawn in certain light levels. There's a couple of them. I saw 4, so this makes me think that they despawn, which is another thing. That's why I have camera account over here, hoping that he can load up the back half of the farm, because that could be part of it too. I don't know, it's just really weird. You may be able to hear my baby in the background. He is being a little fussy right now. But here are some of the slabs. I tried to make like a frame, like a big square around this, but because of the terrain, it's quite difficult to do that whole thing. But you guys should know that I've already slabbed this section of it a while ago. Yeah, see, look at this. Where did you come from? You shouldn't have been able to spawn over here. Oh boy! That one scared me. So I still need to go around and figure out where all these guys are coming from and why they're not ending up where we want them to be. You'll see I've done a lot of work down there. A lot of work. A ridiculous amount of work. And I'm maybe 20% maybe for slabbing everything that probably needs to be slabbed. I'm on the fence between just trying to find a different fortress altogether, one that's surrounded by a total lava lake, but I don't think those, if those do exist, they're incredibly rare. But yeah, otherwise I think this is just going to be a, whenever I have downtime, come through and slab all that up and try to make it so these pigmen can't spawn. because I think they're taking up our spawn cap. I think the game basically says, and I'm going to use just arbitrary numbers here, I think the game says, okay, 10 mobs can spawn in at a time. We're going to have 10 mobs in, and they have to meet certain requirements for where they can spawn in, and so the game sees like 2% of that area that it can spawn in is my farm, and the other 98% is all of this other stuff over here. And so those 10 mobs, the likelihood of one of those 10 mobs making it into my farm is a lot slimmer. And I think that's what's going on. I think I just need to come up and slab all the rest of this stuff. But we're not going to do that today. In fact, I think I've been talking about this far too long. So let's go do the second of the 3 projects for today. The next project we're working on is going to be improving the skull farm, the charge creeper skull farm. And a part of that I want to demonstrate is we're going to be using mob spawners. So if we take a wither skull and surround it with rotten flesh, that'll give us specifically a zombie head. So we're going to take our zombie heads. We had one from the original charge creeper explosion. Now if we surround these guys with the rotten flesh, we'll get specifically zombie spawn eggs. Now if we replace these with skeleton skulls or creeper skulls, and then the correct things surrounding them, which for skeletons it's bones and arrows, and for creepers it's gunpowder and TNT, I believe, we'll get those correlating ones. But for the mob spawner, we have to have zombie ones. So we're going to take one zombie one on each of these and put the bars in, and one of our 2 nether stars we just got, that'll give us a mob spawner. So I'm just going to grab this and put it in my inventory. So we've converted 6 of those 7 skulls into 2 nether stars, and the last one into a skull. So that should give you some relevance for how important those are, those skulls anyway. So we need to get at least 1 more skull so we can get another spawn egg for a zombie and turn this into a zombie spawner. And then we can force zombies into our creeper farm, or charge creeper farm, and be able to essentially produce those specific skulls in a much higher capacity. And we want 1 for zombie, 1 for skeleton, 1 for creeper, but since the other ones kind of revolve around the skeleton and the creeper ones, we're just gonna have to get wither skulls for. There's no way to convert those skeleton or zombie skulls can't just be converted into the other ones. Wither skulls can be converted into them. So at the very least, we still need at least 2 more, well, 5 more wither skulls. 3 for the last star and 2 for each of the spawn eggs. So let me get some materials together and let's go build that farm. Okay, so we've come out to the little farming area. So we got the iron farm right over there, and for more correlation to where we are, the villager breeder / village is right there. So we've just kind of picked this other corner. The original one we built was a 10 by 10. I think we're going to make it slightly smaller. That way we increase the range of that creeper's kill radius. We're going to go 9 by 9, so not a lot smaller. I don't want to be putting myself too close to it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means we got to dig a 10 wide hole. That way when we put the walls in, there'll be a 9 by 9 in there. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dang it. Hate it when that happens when the shovel's so quick. I now have to double check that count. Alright, real quick, let's talk about this before I try to do anything with it. It looks like a lot. It's not. This actually didn't take very long to build. So we have the same kill pit that we had before with the fence down there, so we can have the hole and we can light them on fire and get them to blow up and yada yada yada. But we come up here. This is new, however. We have a stream of water, and this is so we can collect a bunch of creepers. That way we can have a thunderstorm. 1 thunderstorm can equal 9 charged creepers. We can have 8 in the wings being reserved and 1 down in the thing ready to go. So we have to actually catch 9 creepers ahead of time. That way all we need is 1 thunderstorm, and then we'll have a reserve of 9 explosions we can try to get a bunch of heads with. So we have trapdoors up there to help kind of trick them into walking through. I think I should put extra blocks in the middle so they don't just try to walk around. They're forced to kind of walk straight through it. That'll be the hardest part, is actually catching them. Once we've caught 2 or 3, probably maximum of 3, you know, 1 up here, or 2 up here and 1 down there, then hopefully we can use that other nether star and we'll make a spawn cage for creepers, and then we can give ourselves a constant supply of creepers and creeper skulls and creeper spawn eggs. That way when we want, we can just fill this thing up with 8 spawn eggs and not have to worry about luring, and it would be a lot easier that way. But this is what we have to do in the meantime. So once we've captured them and they're all turned and we're ready to do an explosion, and that guy's already gone, then we can come over here at any time and just open the gate. They should fall through, and then the next one will be in position, ready to go. So I am going to pick up all my stuff over there on the off chance that it's all within range. Hopefully it's not. And wait for night, then we're gonna try to catch some creepers. I got 32 name tags from fishing, all named Skull Kid, so none of them will despawn. That's also incredibly important. You don't want them to despawn. So let me get to work and see how many we can catch. Whew, that's a little nerve-wracking. I managed to capture 3. Seems to be if we have the trapdoor up, they can't see us. They all have their name Skull Kid, and so they should not despawn on us. However, it gets increasingly difficult to get these guys into their place. Originally I thought, you know, I'd just jump over and then one will fall in the hole, which is what happened with the first guy, no problem. But with the second guy, guess who can walk across this now? The second guy. So it's constant jumping back and forth, like zigzagging, to get them to fall in. And well, we got 3 of them now, so all we need is a thunderstorm. And so I think I'm going to open up each of these doors very carefully and wait patiently up there with my trident. Okay, well, let's try to do this real fast so we don't waste too much time. But I've spent a few nights here and finally got a thunderstorm. So we got 3 charged creepers up there, and all of these guys have been renamed to Skull Kid because I didn't want them despawning like last time. So let's see if this works. So which one? I forget which ones have a dude in them. So that was one. So this guy should make it all the way down into the hole, and we should be able to blow him up. Oh, there he is. Alright, so now we still have this on us. We are going to try to blow him up and see what happens. Oh, yeah, that blew some stuff up. Okay, let's go check. Let's go check progress. These guys might be too close in getting all their skulls blown up as a part of the explosion. That's what I'm afraid of. That does seem to be the case. I got 1 creeper head out of it, but I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. It says on the internet that there's supposed to be 100% drop rate, and I'm thinking what's happening is they're being destroyed as a part of the explosion, which makes me need to reconsider some of this. Alright, let's try again. Alright, this time we are going to try... I brought in 1 line and went 1 deep so their head will be exposed to the explosion. This one I went 1 back, but I took out the base block so they could still get close. And this one is 1 block back from the wall. And we're just going to play with the range, and the one that's closer has this obsidian thing here to help absorb some of the blast. So we're going to see which one produces the best results. There it goes. Okay, got real quiet. So we know that they're all dead. At least I think they are. Oh, they're not. Oh, well that didn't hurt like any of them. Okay, so I've tried 3 methods now, and this is all the skulls we've gotten. 2 zombies, 2 creepers, 1 skeleton. Not the greatest, I'll give you that. I'm not quite sure what's going on. According to the wiki, it's supposed to be 100% drop rate, but at this point I've had to have dumped, let's go pessimistic, let's say I put 50 mobs in here, and I'm sure it's probably more, and I got 5 skulls out of it. I don't know why I'm not getting 100% drop rate from this. I would have expected a lot more. I even brought the kill radius in closer, so like we're guaranteed to kill them. And they do die, but I'm not getting the drop rate that I would expect from 100% drop rate, right? Yeah, real weird. Anyway, let's get back over to our home base. I gotta finish that terraforming over there, and then we're gonna start building a castle. Alright guys, so it is now 1 AM for me. I gotta be up in a few hours. So yeah, I flattened out this whole thing. You can see there's our main island where we hang out at. I mean the whole thing's an island, but that's the main section we hang out at. You could see I flattened the rest of this. It needs a lot of work still, and we're gonna do a lot of this during the live stream. So if you're watching this episode, the live stream has already gone out and is probably already on the channel, but I'll do my best to do something fun. But you can see we are raised up here. So the castle I'm looking at, the wall pretty much rises up out of like this beachfront area with what kind of looks like what would be gravel. So it looks like we're gonna do like 1 or 2 layers of sand all the way around the whole thing. We're gonna bring gravel up a bit, and then this wall's gonna come up. What I'm afraid of though is it looks like this wall is going to come up 5 or 6 blocks, but then the grass is pretty level with it. I think we have a little creative freedom with that, where we can have the wall be a little taller on the inside as well. And it's hard to tell from the diagram thing I'm looking at, but it looks like it is raised a little bit on the inside too. However, let me pillar up. There is one little section I'd like for that to load in. There is one little thing. I'm looking at the camera account. It's way up in the sky looking down, but I want you guys to be able to get a look at it as well, and it's going to take a little bit to pillar up there. Okay, I had to turn the clouds off for this because we are above the clouds right now. You can see this island has a kind of strange shape to it. Random points that come out. This section right here, this like little bay area, we're gonna have to do some terraforming here as well. We're gonna have to bring this kind of out and curve it back in like a natural curve, because the more I look at it, the more I realize that we need it. That there's a section of the castle where you go through all the gatehouses and it comes out this way and circles back, and so this would be like the main arm that carries all the gatehouses. The build itself is almost rectangular. It's kind of got an oval shape, but it's got some angles to it. But it's going to go out that way, kind of angle in, have a flat back, angle back out, flat down this way, and then it has a weird branch here that encompasses those gatehouses. So the more I look at this island, the more I realize we definitely have to do some kind of terraforming with this. So let's get back down there. Alright, now that we're down here, we're just going to bring this out and kind of create this shape from here. And we want this to kind of be, we want it to still maintain that natural look, but at the same time, we don't want to get too crazy, because look beneath me now. That's a deep ocean, and for this to look good, that means we are going to have to terraform down there and bring the land up like it's natural. So that's going to be a lot of underwater work that we're going to have to do, and it's not going to be easy. So yeah, we're not going to do that on the live stream, I don't think, because I mean we could, but I think we're going to work on the walls as best I can. You guys should know, if you're watching this already, what we did, because that's kind of how these have been going. Once I don't need to stockpile videos so much, we can finally have the live streams come after these videos are supposed to be coming out. It's been making it kind of strange. Alright, just a quick recap. We built a wither automation system that did not work very well. I mean, it kind of works, but it mostly doesn't work. We need to do a lot of slabbing out there, and it'll help if I add layers to it. Right now it's just, layer 1. It'll help if we add multiple layers, so we have multiple layers where withers can fall off, and we can stack several of those. That'll help a lot too. We also tried to do something with skulls and the charged creepers, but for life of me I cannot figure that out. I have no idea why we're not getting the drop rate. Maybe I'll go back and reread the wiki, but maybe it's implying that one charged creeper's got 100% chance to drop one skull? I don't know about that because I blew 3 of them up and I got 6 skulls. 5 skulls, 6 skulls, 6 skulls. Yeah, I think 6 skulls. No, 5 skulls. I'll have to look, I don't know. I've been doing this all day. My brain's a little frazzled. But, yeah. So, we're getting more skulls than just one being 100% drop, but we're not getting 100% true drop. I don't know what's going on with that. It could be a bug. I do not know. So, basically we've had 2 failed experiments. One I think is definitely fixable. The other, I don't know what we're going to do about that. Both of those were my methods for getting skulls, and neither one wants to work very well, so definitely have to do some look into that. But this is what we're going to be working on during the live stream. Going to fill this in, at least the top layer I think, or at least run the dirt to the ground all the way along it, and start the castle project. So I know this is a very, we didn't really get to the 3rd project. It's been all day. Like I said, it's 1 a.m. And I'm just out of time. I gotta get this episode done. So with that, I will finish this up here, and I will see you guys in the live stream. So leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't, share with your friends, and I will see you in the next one.